Hello friends, welcome to my channel Master the Monster. Are you the one who think math is a monster? Are you frustrated with your heavy mathematical calculations? Are you haunted by the homeworks given by your math teacher? Are you annoyed about your mathematics exam? Now you can stop worrying. With little interest and regular practice, you can master the monster. All that you need to do is just subscribe to my channel so that you can join with me to overcome your fear for maths. Class 10 CBSE Maths Chapter 1 Real Numbers Introduction to Euclid's Division Algorithm. In our previous video, we have seen the introduction to Euclid's division lemma. Now we are going to use Euclid's division lemma to find the HCF of two positive integers a and b. Right? This is the main use of Euclid's division lemma. Now let's see what are the steps involved in Euclid's division algorithm to find the HCF of a and b. So step 1, apply Euclid's division lemma to a and b so that we get integers q and r such that a equal bq plus r. So in my first step, there will be given two numbers. I am going to apply Euclid's division lemma to those two numbers and get the quotient and remainder, right? Okay. In the next step, if r equals 0, then b is the HCF. In the next step, what I am going to do is I will check whether the remainder is 0. If the remainder is 0, then b is the HCF. Right? If not, again I will apply Euclid's division lemma to the divisor and the remainder, that is b and r. Okay, and I will continue to do like this till I get r equal to 0. Once I get r, that is the remainder equal to 0, then the divisor at this stage is my required HCF. This is the procedure to find the HCF of two positive integers using Euclid's division lemma. Okay, before going in detail about Euclid's division algorithm, let us first have a small recap of what is HCF and what are the several methods we applied in our lower grades to find the HCF of two numbers. Suppose our teacher gave us two numbers, 36 and 54, and asked us to calculate the HCF. What we might have done? We might have factorized this 36 and 54 into prime numbers, isn't it? As product of prime numbers. So 36, when I factorize it, divide by 2, I get 18. Then again divide by 2, I get 9. Then divide by 3, I get 3. So I have factorized 36 as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. Right? Then I will factorize this 54 and divide by 2, I get 27. Then divide by 3, I get 9. Divide by 3, I get 3. So 54 I have factorized as 2 into 3 into 3 into 3. Now writing HCF, how will we write the HCF? So we will write the common factors, that is 2 into 2 is a common factor, 1, 2 and 1, 3 and then 1 more 3. So I will write the HCF as 2 into 3 into 3. Otherwise you might have written it, you might have expressed these prime numbers as the powers, that is 2 square into 3 square. The next term 54 can be written as 2 into 3 cube. And when you are writing HCF, you will select the lowest power of factors. So the lowest, you have 2 in both the terms and the lowest degree is 2 power 1. So in the HCF, you will have 2 power 1. Then the next number is 3 and the smallest power is 3 square. So you write it as 3 square. So whether you select in this way or in this way, the answer is going to be 18. So this is how we find the HCF of 36 and 54 or any two numbers using factorization, especially prime factorization method. Alright. Now let's go for the next method in finding HCF, namely the division method. We also learned division method to find the HCF of two numbers, isn't it? So suppose you are given two numbers, namely 130 and 420, right? Okay, how will you calculate the HCF using division method? Do you remember? Okay, we'll be taking the bigger number, that is 420 as my dividend and 130 as my divisor, right? Okay, now when we divide, the quotient is 3. So the remainder will be 30, right? So as you didn't get the remainder as 0, you might have divided again this 130 by this remainder. So when you divide 130 by 30, the quotient will be 4 and the remainder will be 10. So again the remainder is not 0, so we'll continue the division. We'll divide this next divisor 30 by 10 so that we get the quotient to be 3 and the remainder to be 0. So once we get the remainder to be 0, we'll stop here and write the last divisor, that is the divisor that we used in the last step as our HCF. So that is HCF of 130 and 420 is equal to 10. So this is how we find the HCF of any two numbers using continuous division method, right? This continuous division method is exactly what is called the Euclid's division algorithm. Okay, now let me explain how. See the step 1, it is given, apply Euclid's division lemma to A and B so that we get integers Q and R such that A equal BQ plus R. Okay, Euclid's division lemma, we have seen a very clear explanation of Euclid's division lemma in my previous video. I have given the link of that video in the description box. You can make use of it to have the recap of what is Euclid's division lemma, right? Okay, this is my first step. The first step is apply Euclid's division lemma to A and B. So this is my A and B. I have applied Euclid's division lemma to A and B and have found what is Q and what is R. So I can write this 420 as B, that is 130 into quotient Q plus remainder R, right? Okay, what is step 2? Step 2, check whether R equal to 0. So my R here is 30, this is not equal to 0. So if not, then apply Euclid's division lemma to B and R. B is here 130. So now let me take A equal to 130 and B equal to the remainder 30 and again apply Euclid's division lemma. That only you do in your continuous division also. If the remainder is not 30, you will divide again the divisor by the remainder. That is what is given in Euclid's division lemma also. In Euclid's division algorithm also, right? Okay, once you divided, you got quotient as 4 and remainder as 10. So I can express this 130 as B into Q plus R, right? Okay, now again this remainder R is not equal to 0. What is given? Continue the process till R equal to 0. So since R is not equal to 0, again I will divide taking A equal to 30, the divisor, and B equal to the remainder. The remainder 10, right? So I have divided again. That is what you do in your continuous division also. So when you divide, you got the quotient to be 3 and the remainder to be 0. 30 can be written as 10 into quotient Q plus remainder R. So here we have got R equal to 0. So what the Euclid's division algorithm says, once you get R equal to 0, then the divisor in the last stage is the required HCF. And my divisor here is 10. So HCF of 130 and 420 is equal to 10. So this is how we find the HCF of two numbers using Euclid's division algorithm, and you might have very well understood that this Euclid's division algorithm is nothing but the continuous division method that you have learned in your lower classes to find the HCF of two numbers.